We flew into El Calafate Airport in Patagonia this morning, at the beginning of the second stage of John's 4-week stay with us here in Argentina. We're just coming into the town of El Calafate now. Going to check into our hotel and then have a little wander around. It's a tiny hotel that's only got 3 rooms, and then there's this shared area. It looks very modern and comfortable. Oh, cheers, guys!
Cheers.
Patagonia.
Patagonia, here we are.
What were you saying about this town then?
It's got a real end of the world feel about it.
It's certainly a very touristy town, but people don't come here for the town. They come because it's close to the Glaciers National Park, which is where we're heading today. More precisely, we're driving about an hour west towards the border with Chile and along the southern shores of Lake Argentina. We've just entered the national park, and you can see the vegetation is all of a sudden quite lush. We've not seen very many trees on the journey today so far. There's plenty here. This area is part of the southern Patagonia ice field, which is the largest ice mass in the southern hemisphere, excluding Antarctica. It covers an area of around 12,000 square kilometres, although of course that area is shrinking. Oh, I can see some icebergs down there. There's a few more up ahead there. I think this is the first time I've seen an iceberg in real life. It's pretty cool. Wow, that's the glacier. We've just parked up and found this series of walkways to get a better view of the glacier. Wow, it does look so cool. This glacier is called the Perito Moreno Glacier. At its highest point, it's 70 metres above the lake and 4.4 kilometres wide. It's really hard to get a sense of the scale of it, actually. It doesn't seem as big as they say it is. I guess that's because there's no real reference points. Just huge mountains as a backdrop. It's so cool that up close you can see all these fissures and sediment layers in the glacier itself. Well, we're equipped with hot chocolates for our boat trip. As you can see, it is pretty chilly here, but it's actually above freezing. It's just a bit of a cold wind. How far away are we then?
300 metres, I think, a third of a kilometre.
It is pretty amazing being this close to the glacier. And being able to see it in profile is pretty cool too. Time to head back now. And as we're driving back through the national park, we just get the odd glimpse of the glacier in the distance. It was just so cool to see it. Just one last viewpoint before we head off, just to take in this view one last time. We're off to see another bit of Patagonia this morning. We're driving to a town called El Chalten. We're just heading north at the moment, past Lake Argentina, which is the same lake we were staying on last night. It's quite a bleak landscape in many ways. There's not many trees. Just these broad valleys with grasses and a few bushes. And mountains in the background. It's about a 3-hour drive today, but there's lots of viewpoints that we can stop at along the way. Ben's happy to do all the driving, which suits us just fine.
It's a bit windy.
It is a little.
We're not far from El Chalten now, and we're starting to see snow-covered peaks in the near distance. Oh, there's a guanaco there. Wild version of llamas in this area. We actually saw quite a few guanacos on this journey, but they're pretty hard to get on camera. Anyway, we're just arriving in El Chalten now. It's quite a small town, and it's only 40 years old. The government established it to stake this land as Argentinian, as the border is somewhat disputed with Chile. And this is our hotel for tonight. Oh wow, these rooms are amazing. Look at this view from the window. The dining room and bar area also have these amazing views. It's going to be super cool staying here for a night. Well, me and Ben have left John to relax in the hotel for a few hours whilst we come on a short hike. It's really nice to stretch our legs after sitting in the car for a while. And it's a nice sunny afternoon. This area is known for its hiking, and there's a few really nice trails I'm going to try and do whilst we're here. This is the Condor Viewpoint Trail. A few of these Andean condors circling quite far overhead. They're known for their huge wingspan, up to 3 meters. There's an extra little trail we can squeeze in to a viewpoint overlooking the Fitzroy Mountain. Mount Fitzroy is quite an iconic looking mountain on the border with Argentina and Chile. I think it's got quite a lot of clouds covering it today. So time for us to be heading back. We're meeting John in the spa for our hot tub and jacuzzi sesh before dinner.
You can get a Guanaco carpaccio as a starter. Yeah?
Oh my god.
That sounds good.
Oh no.
Fancy sharing a Guanaco carpaccio?
No. Too cute to eat, surely.
If I wouldn't speak to you again.
Me and Ben have come out early this morning to squeeze in one more walk before we head back to the airport. We're doing a portion of the famous W trek to a Mount Fitzroy viewpoint, and we'll just come back the same way. The full walk sounds absolutely amazing, just stunning views, but it's over 10 miles and we just can't fit it in today, unfortunately. This is the first little mini viewpoint, just looking out over the valley. It's a gorgeous day today. The clouds from yesterday seem to have blown away. Still quite chilly, but good for hiking. John's just planning on having quite a chilled start to the day, and relaxing in the hotel. Well, this is the viewpoint, and Mount Fitzroy is much clearer this morning. Just a little wisp of cloud around the top. Here's a stunning looking mountain. Well, time to head back, rendezvous with John, and start wending our way over to the airport. Just time for a few more photos of that iconic peak. It's about a 3-hour drive back to the airport. I'm so pleased we came. Patagonia is kind of unique and stunning. We're back in Buenos Aires and out and about in the centre of the city. There's just a few sites left that John hasn't seen yet, like the National Congress here. We're just walking through the Plaza del Congreso in front of the Congress building. It's a couple of kilometres directly west of Plaza de Mayo. This is where one of the original Rodin statues is. After all this walking, as John would say, time to have a little sit down and a drink. We've come to the historic Café de los Angelitos.
So what you got, Ben?
It's Fernet Branca and Coke.
Which is a speciality here, right? What do you think of it?
Strong.
Well, I've gone for classic gin and tonic, which we can share if necessary.
We're taking the ferry across to Colonia del Sacramento in Uruguay today. It's Buenos Aires disappearing in the distance there. The crossing's a little over an hour, and as you can see, we're just approaching Uruguay now. This is the oldest city in Uruguay, established by the Portuguese in 1680. We're just coming up to the main entrance to the historic walled city. The gate's called the Portón de Campo. The original gate did have a wooden drawbridge, although this is a reconstruction. The historic centre of the city sits on this promontory which looks out towards Buenos Aires. It's a pretty little place. I can see why they made it a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They started restoring this old part of the city in the 1960s. Apparently it was quite run down before that. Now it's been restored. It's quite a popular destination for tourists, and especially people coming on day trips from Buenos Aires. Time for a coffee. What a fabulous location for a restaurant. We'll have a bit more of a wander around. You can see the lighthouse up ahead. It was built on top of the ruins of the convent of San Francisco Xavier. Used one of the convent's old towers as the base. So I had heard there were a few classic cars dotted around the city, and I'm not quite sure why. I guess people are just really into classic cars around here. Doesn't seem to be any more specific reason than that I can find. We're just coming up to the main plaza in the historic centre, Plaza Mayor. It's a really pretty space too. Huge old trees. Though the city was founded by the Portuguese, it changed hands between the Spanish and Portuguese several times. They fought over this whole region, as it was super important for trade back to Portugal and Spain. Well, it's time for a spot of lunch. And Ben's selected a restaurant just across the way there. He's actually been really looking forward to trying the national dish of Uruguay. Felt it would be better when John was here.
So what you got there, Ben?
It's the national dish of Uruguay. It's a chivito sandwich.
Let's. What's in it?
Egg, cheese, bacon, salad, and steak.
And John's got the same.
Yeah. Good luck. Looking good. Buen suerte, papa.
Well, it really is a very pretty town. John says that he wouldn't mind living here even. I think it's time for us to slowly wend our way back to the ferry port. In terms of food and drink, there's just one thing that we haven't tried yet, and that's mate. So we're just waiting for a taxi to take us to a mate tasting session.
Just a question. Yes, you can put whatever you want to the mate also.
Slightly better herbal tea.
It's quite nice actually.
Good.
Well, in all honesty, Ben was being very polite in that session. I think we all felt it was something we definitely would never drink again. It's way too bitter. Well, sadly, John is coming to the end of his trip here. He catches his flight this evening. It's just time to revisit some of our favourite haunts. And wants to find a souvenir to take back with him. There's quite a few places in the city actually where they have quite nice handmade things, make quite good souvenirs. This is the main plaza in the San Telmo district where we were staying before John arrived. When the main market isn't on, they have these tables and chairs outside. It's a nice place to sit for a while. They often have buskers in the square, mostly tango dancers, but does vary occasionally.
It's been wonderful, and it's great to see all these friends that Ben has made amongst the barkeepers and restaurateurs in Buenos Aires.
It's been nice to have you, Dad. Glad you came. Glad you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.